Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Mike's Cross Training. Today we have an interview from Africa. Welcome Kevin to my channel.
How's it going?
So you're the first time you talk with someone from Ecuador.
Yeah, definitely. Your home language is Spanish, yeah?
Yes, Spanish.
Okay. Okay.
And my second
That's
language
cool.
is English.
Okay.
Yes.
Your English is good. Your
Oh,
English
thank you.
isn't bad.
Thank you. And what's your native language?
My native language is actually English.
Yeah.
I grew up English speaking. I don't really speak any other languages that well. Like
Yeah.
another language from South Africa is Afrikaans. I can understand a little bit of it and
Yeah.
speak a little bit, but I'm not confident to speak it over the phone fluently, for example.
Yeah, okay. So tell the people who are watching us where you're from, how old are you, and what's your name?
All right, so I'm Kevin Dooner. I'm from South Africa. I grew up in Cape Town.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people have heard of Cape Town. But now, as of the last year, I live in Johannesburg, which is the other major city on the other side of South Africa.
Yeah, in Africa. And how old are you?
I'm 33, but I'll be 34 in November.
Soon. In 2 months.
Yeah, quite soon. But like less, probably like 6 weeks, yeah. 6-7 weeks.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay. So Kevin, what in CrossFit, what certifications do you have?
I actually have my level 2. I got that about 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah, okay, cool. And when did you start with this career?
So from the time I finished school, so like 13, 14 years ago, a long time ago,
Yeah.
I went straight into the personal training side of things. I went to a personal training college where I did a 2-year diploma. And I've been working in the fitness industry ever since. I did take a break for about 2 years where I was in bartending, but the rest of the time before and after has been in fitness. I started out have you heard of a Virgin Active?
No.
Virgin Active?
No, I haven't.
No, okay, so that's a big fitness chain in South Africa, England.
Wow.
They're quite big in Australia and Spain, certain parts of the world. But yeah, it's like a very well-known commercial gym brand in South Africa. I started there, and then about 8 years ago, I got into the personal training side of things.
Yeah.
And CrossFit coaching, I've only been doing for about the last 18 months, specifically CrossFit coaching.
Yeah, okay. And are you planning to have the level 3 or the level 4 maybe?
Well, I've heard the level 4 doesn't really exist anymore. That's what I was told by people when I did my L2. But the level 3, maybe we'll see. I know it requires a lot of studying, a lot of studying. So I'll have it reevaluated when my time comes in 5 years. Maybe I've changed my mindset about it. Okay. But I couldn't give you a definite answer right now.
Yeah, and also I think you need a lot of hours of teaching, right?
Yeah, yeah. Look, I'll probably have that. Have that because I teach CrossFit at least 15 hours a week, more or less. Yeah, at the moment. So I'll clock that up quite quickly. Yeah. But I don't do so well with book learning. I've been much more of a practical person than a book learner. So even writing a 4-hour exam might not be my strength, but I'll see when the time comes.
In the time, yeah, okay. So what's the name of the box that you're training or teaching?
CrossFit 360 Vita.
Yeah. And do you know why it's that name of the box?
I don't actually know. So like I said, it was one of the original CrossFit affiliates in Johannesburg, and it almost actually closed down. Yeah. And then one of the trainers from there with a business partner ended up taking it over, and we can continue it in another location. I'm not 100% sure why.
Yeah. I didn't hear the last part.
I'm not 100% sure why it's called that name.
Yeah, okay. And you are the only coach there, or there are many coaches more?
There's the owner. She's a coach, very good coach.
Yeah.
I'm the only other professional coach, I think.
Yeah.
There are other coaches, but it's all their part-time jobs. So they all work 9 to 5 business jobs or whatever, and they coach a little bit on the side. Whereas I'm a professional coach, so I
Yeah.
coach
Yeah.
CrossFit, high rocks. I do personal training, etc.
Yeah.
Like I'm a professional coach.
Yeah, cool, cool. And do you remember how was your first class in CrossFit or not? What
The
was the
first time I
what?
went,
The what? Uh-huh.
the first time.
Your first class.
So funny enough, my first ever CrossFit workout was the beer mile.
Yeah.
I did the beer mile.
Oh. Uh-huh.
And I do actually remember, yeah. So I was a
Yeah.
boxer at the time. Before CrossFit, I did boxing, and I
Yeah.
dropped into a class, and
Oh.
I found it very, 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 very intense. So it was I had a good base because I did gymnastics as a child.
Yeah.
Before boxing, I was dabbled in some bodybuilding, so I had some base level gymnastics and some strength. And as a boxer, you're obviously quite fit, you know. So I did better than most people in the class, even though it was my first time, and that was kind of cool. But I was still boxing at the time, and when I got into it more seriously was during COVID lockdowns,
Wow.
where we weren't really allowed to do anything, and there was a certain facility that was running under the cover legally, and my friend was like, let's come for a class there, and then I did it for a few weeks, and I was like, okay, this is cool, I'm gonna give it a try.
Yeah, but you liked from the first class. You really like CrossFit or not? Or-
Yeah. I used to do it like once a week. I would dabble in it like once a week as sort of cross training for boxing.
Yeah, okay. So, what does CrossFit mean to you?
That's a good question. I think it means first community. I think that's why CrossFit boxers found and affiliates found a lot of success, because people want to belong to something as well. Like the whole third home thing. You got your home, your work, and then the third place to hang out. For a lot of people, became the CrossFit affiliates, right? I think that part of it is very, very, very important. That's why you have to find one with people that you gel with. Right? If you don't have any friends there, you don't get along with anyone, you're probably not going to last long and enjoy training there. And that's why I always tell people, before giving up on CrossFit, try another affiliate, try another box. So I think community first comes first. Then I think the sort of exercise and the competitive nature. I'm a competitive person by heart. I like competing. I've always competed in something, whether it was athletics or gymnastics or bodybuilding, boxing. I'm a competitive person. So to me, the competitive side is a part of it, somewhere where I want to go and test myself against other guys and girls.
Yeah, wow. So you might have a lot of experience, right? With everything that you're telling us.
Yeah.
Wow. You said something about competitions. How many or how long have you been competing?
So I only really started CrossFit in 2021. So my first comp was in 2022.
Yeah.
And I've done at least 1 or 2 a year since about 2022, including this year. I didn't do the open this year, but I did 2 CrossFit competitions. One mixed doubles, male female, and then one male. But right now I'm busy with a bit more hard rocks training at the moment.
Strange.
Giving it a try.
Yeah, okay. So when you're in class, do you prefer competing against yourself or proving that you're the best in the class?
Both. I think,
both.
I think being able to do both is very important. So it's nice to challenge other guys, especially we all have strengths and weaknesses in class, right? So maybe some guys are better cardio guys, some guys are stronger, some guys are better on the gymnastics, and it's good to try and beat the other guy at his strength in order to get better. But it's also good to be able to push yourself, even if you're training completely on your own. And I think being able to operate like that and have it and sort of try something different like that every day is good for you. To be able to be at the box completely on your own, warm up and get the workout done, and also be able to see other guys in class and be like, right, let's see where I stack up against them. I think being able to do both is extremely good as an athlete.
Yeah. Okay. So you prefer doing both too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Kevin, do you think CrossFit really prepares you for life in everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you face adversity in life.
Yeah.
Like in CrossFit, we've all done the open, right? And we all know what it feels like when it's literally your body is shutting down, everything is burning, your heart rate is like at 200 beats per minute, but you have people cheering you on, and you go that little extra mile, even though you think, I can't do this anymore. You kind of want to quit, and that's a lot like how life is, right? There's times in life where you do want to quit, where everything feels like it's crumbling, and you don't know what to do next, but you just carry on, and then a week from now, you realize, oh, I'm strong enough to do that. And I think that's where the similarities come in between CrossFit and life. Like a hard CrossFit workout versus everyday life are similar in that regard. You think at the time, why am I doing this? This sucks. But then a week later, you're like, oh, it wasn't so bad. And now you're stronger.
Yeah. Okay. And what about movements? Is there any movement that took you years to master, maybe?
I think it probably a lot of people's answer is the snatch.
The snatch.
If you compare it to my other lifts, it is still a little bit behind. I'm not built for snatching. I have arms that are almost 10 centimeters longer than my height, so they're not designed for the jerk and the snatch part of Olympic weightlifting. And snatching also just requires a lot of timing, a lot of commitment. So I would say it's the snatch. Everything else I got pretty quickly, I think.
Okay. So what about if you can train one day in a week or two? Do you feel like, I don't know, panic, anxiety or something like that? Do you feel like anxious if you don't train?
Yes. I feel very lazy if I don't train, especially on a weekday. So like today, is Sunday. I didn't train today. Actually, no, I did actually go for a run today, but I don't usually train on a Sunday. But I don't feel guilty if I take a Sunday off. But if I take anywhere between a Monday and a Saturday off, I do feel a bit lazy, like, oh, I'm missing out on something. I need to do something, even if it's just go for a run or whatever. I do need to train every day.
So you're an active person.
I like to think so, quite active.
Yes, And have you changed more physically or mentally since you started learning this CrossFit?
Yeah, so the physical changes, I gained about 10 kilograms when I started CrossFit from where I was in basically muscle mass. Like I said earlier, I am losing some of it because of the high rocks training. We have to run a lot now, so some of it's going away. But that's the physical side of it. But the mental side of it, I think you gain a lot of mental strength because and I think you see it in every competition that you do. You're a little bit stronger mentally when you're like, this is for a limited amount of time. Just embrace the pain. Let's deal with it. It's going to be over. It's going to be over. Whether I stop now or whether I do another 5 reps and stop, 5 minutes after the workout, I'm still going to feel the same. And that's the attitude that I take into it now. So I think that makes you mentally stronger.
Wow. So, and how do you maintain the balance between your personal life and when you teach CrossFit?
I think actually that's one thing I have done quite well in my life, I think, is balance. The competitive guys I'm always around, whether it's CrossFit, high rocks, they always say, no, you drink too much on a Saturday night. I have quite a big social life. Like I enjoy going out and having beers and eating some junk food like pizza on a Saturday night. It's not an every night thing. I usually keep it to one night on the weekend. Especially, I don't know if you know, anything about South Africa, but our national sport is rugby. Have you heard of that?
No, no, no. No, I
Okay.
haven't.
Have you never heard of rugby?
No.
Okay, that's our national sport. You should Google it
Ah,
afterwards. We're basically the best in the world at it. So
yeah.
South Africa will watch our national team when it's time to play, and
Yeah.
that's when the beers and the shots and a big party life tends to come from it. So I balance exercise. I exercise every day, sometimes twice a day. Um, I'm in a relationship, so I balance that, and I have a big social life. I have 3 cats.
Yeah. Wow.
And yeah, so I think that's pretty good balance.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And do you think there's an age limit for improving physically in CrossFit or not?
That's a tough question. I don't think there's an age limit for improving physically. So if you
Yeah.
take a 70-year-old
Uh-huh.
and you take him or her to a CrossFit affiliate,
Yeah.
they will get stronger for a 70 or 60-year-old or whatever. They will improve.
Yeah.
Obviously, they'll have a limit. They'll have the ceiling of improvements will be a lot lower, but they will improve and they'll get benefits from doing CrossFit. Obviously, they would train a little differently. You're not going to really put them up hanging on a rig, depending on how fit they are, but you will scale back the curls on the row. If there's running, or you will scale back the running maybe from a 600 meter to a 200 meter. You can't just let them do a 75-year-old do what everyone else in the class is doing. So that's where, as a coach, you have to be smart.
Yeah.
But I think there's no limits.
No limit.
Like I would love to see my dad do it. I don't think he ever will, but I think he would benefit from it. But he's from a time where they don't really believe in strength training. Running was the only form of fitness in his time, so it's hard to tell him, you need to do some strength to it. You need to hang from a bar, to keep your youthfulness, and that all that stuff would help. But I don't think he will.
Wow, wow. And you teach also kids or not? Kids?
No, our affiliate does. The owner does. She runs kids classes and teenage classes, but I don't teach them.
No, not yet. Maybe
Not yet.
or not.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind working with teenagers. I think kids. Maybe not, but teenagers. I think I've done it with other sports. Coaching soccer and stuff like that, and I had a fun time. But I'm just not at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And how long do you think it takes the body to adapt to CrossFit? How long?
That would depend on age, right? That's going to depend on how often you come. That's going to depend on your recovery. So are you sleeping? Are you eating well? That depends on how well your coach is having you move. So if your coach is looking at how you're moving the barbell, for example, and if you're moving it badly and nothing gets fixed, you're probably going to be more sore for a little longer than if you say, hey, scale the weight back and move better. So that depends on a lot of things. But I think inside 6 months, if you're regular, and you're eating well, and you're sleeping well, I think 6 to 8 months, you should be quite adapted to being able to push yourself for 20 to 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week.
Yeah, wow. 6 to 7 months, you said. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
To build up to daily.
Yeah.
To build up to daily, yeah.
Yeah. And have you been injured while training or not?
No.
No.
The only injury I got, I hurt my ankle in my first ever CrossFit competition. But that was from my teammate getting excited.
Yeah.
Kind of gave me a shove and my ankle rolled. That's the only injury I've ever gotten in my CrossFit. I've never actually gotten injured. I've pulled my back a little bit when there's been times where I've had to deload the weight because my back has been a bit sore. But nothing that kept me out of CrossFit for weeks or anything like that.
Wow, nice. And what do you think about the lumbar belt and the accessories that we use for training?
The belt.
Uh-huh.
I don't use one unless
Yeah.
I'm doing heavy deadlifts. I'm not saying they don't work.
Mm-hmm.
Most people use them when they're snatching and doing clean and jerks.
Mm-hmm.
I only use it in a deadlift that's when I'm going over about 220 kilograms, then I'll put a belt on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But you might be using the belt sometimes, no? Because you I look that you have a lot of strength.
Yeah, but I only use it when I exceed a certain weight in
Yeah.
deadlifts.
When
I
you
don't
exceed.
use it for any weightlifting.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And have you had athletes experience with burnout or frustration or not?
That's sure. Maybe I don't think so. So
Yes.
my box, my affiliate I work at, there's not that much of a competitive culture around CrossFit.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say anybody is burnt out. Not from training. I think maybe from their everyday life and their work. There's some people that kind of maybe you don't see them for a week and a half or 2 weeks because their workload is quite hectic. It's quite a lot. So they're just tired when they get home and then they can't get up again at 5 a.m. to come to CrossFit. So I've seen more burnout from a workload outside the gym, outside the affiliate. Not that they were training so hard that they burnt out.
Not because the CrossFit, because out of the box, you said.
Because of expectations and stuff out in the gym.
Yeah. Okay. And how important is for you the warm up and the cool down?
It's extremely important, especially when I got over the age of 30. I take my warm ups a lot more seriously now. I find it extremely. I find the warm ups very seriously. I'm yet to always be good on the cool down. Sometimes I'm a little naughty, and that's because of a time management thing. So I can be better at that. So when I train by myself or I go train with a friend, we always allocate enough time to warm up and do the exercise. But then I don't have time to cool down because I have to go teach a class or I have to get home and shower, whatever the case is. So I need to get a better time management on my part in order to just allow more time for the cool down. And tell myself that a cool down isn't going and having coffee. A cool down is foam rolling, doing some stretches and that kind of thing.
Wow, that's interesting. And how do you react when a client comes to you and says, I really want to lose weight faster, like in a month maybe? 10 kilos.
Yeah,
maybe.
so, that doesn't happen too often, but I do tell them about the most important thing with weight loss is obviously consistency and nutrition. So you can lose weight doing any form of exercise. You can go to Pilates class or spinning or whatever, right? As long as you're consistent, and your nutrition is dialed in, you will lose weight. Right? So you need to be the 80-20 rule is what I tell them. So you need to eat whole foods 80% of the time, and you can dabble in a bit of junk and no more than 20% of the time. I do tell them try to be more 90-10. If they are really overweight, you need to be a bit stricter in the beginning. But typically the 80-20 rule works for a lot of people because it's hard to tell people you can never have chocolate again, or you can never have pizza. You know what I mean? It's tough. You'll get a lot of pushback from that. So the 80-20 rule is where I'm going to. You need to be eating whole foods 80% of the time, and you need to be prioritizing protein, trying to hit, about 2 grams per kilogram of body weight is the optimal protein goal. And I'll reiterate that to them. And it's just consistency, daily movement. Even if you're sore from the CrossFit workout on a Monday, then on Tuesday, go for a walk for half an hour to 40 minutes. You don't need to come and do squats and burpees and everything. Every second day, just go for a walk, but you need to move daily. That helps.
Yeah, okay, nice. And what do you do if an athlete hasn't improved a lifting for months?
Ooh,
You
I
talk.
haven't.
You,
I
uh-huh.
haven't really had that.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, the affiliate that I'm coaching at,
Yeah.
they are very. A lot of them are quite new. So been doing CrossFit for a year to 2 years max, most of them,
Yeah.
and so they're still getting PBs pretty often.
Yeah.
I haven't had anyone not PB their workouts. I would sorry, not PB their lifts. Where I think a lot of the members get stuck though is their gymnastics, especially maybe with the ladies. They feel they're not progressing in their pull-ups, and I tell them that sometimes extra work is required. So then I've helped many women with sort of extra programming to do after class. Go do your negative pull-ups. Go do stuff on the bands. You know, go do some accessory work like some heavy dumbbell rows. The stuff that's going to help them get stronger on the rig for their arms, just so that they get there. They feel like they're progressing with their pull-ups. So that's what I've had more than lifting. Is members feel they're stuck with their pull-ups.
Yeah, they're stuck.
Because that's what a lot of people come. A lot of people come and they say, I want to be able to do a pull-up. A lot of women say, I would love to be able to do a pull-up one day. And then 6 months later, it doesn't always happen, right? It doesn't always happen.
It may take longer.
Yeah, exactly. It can take years. So I've helped more on that side than I have with lifts, because no one's really come to me and said I haven't PB'd my lift, but they've said I want to get a pull up, or I want to get a muscle up. Especially the guys that want to compete, you know, they're like, I want to get a muscle up. So I've helped more with progressions for that, definitely, than lifting.
Yeah. Okay. And what do you think about overtraining and rest?
So overtraining is hard to do.
Yeah.
I kind of like the saying, you can't really overtrain, you can only under recover.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that, obviously, if you train 8 hours a day, that's obviously pointless. You're not going to. You're just going to hurt yourself. But very few people have the time to really train for so many hours that they won't be able to recover, as long as they're sleeping and eating and their mobility work is dialed in. So if your nutrition is at 100%, if you're sleeping 7 to 8 hours a day every night, and you are doing your mobility work, it is extremely difficult to overtrain. Do you know what I mean? It's hard.
Yeah, and the rest, how are your trainings in your case? You train from Monday to Sunday and rest, or?
So I do I right now currently I train twice a day on a Monday and a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Once a day on a Wednesday and a Friday. I see how I feel on Thursday. Thursday is an active recovery day to see if you're feeling good, train. If you're not, rest. And then Saturday now I train twice. I run in the mornings now, and I do a functional workout. More, like I said, that's more high rocks based at the moment. At about midday again on a Saturday. That's my current training program. So I train twice a day on a Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, once a day on a Wednesday and a Friday. I rest on a Sunday, and I see how I'm feeling on a Thursday.
Wow, yeah. And have you thought about quitting coaching or not?
Not really, no. Even if I actually never want to fully quit coaching, because I do believe I have a lot to offer. So a quick something to know about me is I was actually born with a heart condition, or two heart conditions. I had heart surgery as a 5-year-old, and I have a heart arrhythmia, so I don't have a steady heartbeat. I have a very erratic heartbeat, and on top of that, I'm asthmatic. So I'm a success story in a way that a lot of people won't understand, and that was just from persevering and patience. You know, I couldn't do anything aerobic for the first 10 years of my life because I couldn't breathe and run with the other kids. Every time I tried to, my shortness of breath came very quickly. And then as a teenager, it started to get a little bit better, but I was still behind the other boys. And then only from the last few years of high school, like 17, did I start to like really catch up to the other guys. And that was a good feeling. And then just in my 20s and everything, it just got better and better and better. And I could do everything, and I could get big and muscular, and I could box, and I could do all these things I couldn't do as a kid. So because of that reason, I think I have a lot to offer. I have a lot to offer people. And even if I was to switch careers and do something else that was maybe more corporate or more in sales, I think I would still like to do it on the side where I come and take an evening class or two, or a morning class or two, because I'm a success story. And the thing is, when I meet people, they often don't know that. They only see this version of me, this version you saw on Instagram and stuff like that. So they assume I've been like that my whole life. And the reality is I wasn't. The first half of my life was a battle. It was a battle. But the majority of people you see now only see what they follow you on Instagram, and they see how you look now, and how you perform. They're like, oh, he's been like that. He's been that way his whole life. It was easy. And the reality, it wasn't. Until about 13 years old, if I tried to run with the other boys, I was out of breath in 5 to 10 minutes.
Wow. But now you can do everything with no problem. Yeah. Oh, okay, nice. And do you have any CrossFit goals to accomplish or not?
I actually do. I actually do. I would love to. You know, our semi-finals is called the Rebel Renegade Games.
Yes.
Yeah.
The final.
I would love to compete there on a team. That on a bucket list or a goal. I don't think I'll ever be good enough to do it as an individual. The guys division, the men's division in Africa is actually quite stacked. Like they're very good out here, and they're getting younger and younger and younger. as you know what it's like now. So I am probably good enough to be on a team that can be relatively competitive at the Rebel Games. Like sort of sit mid-pack somewhere, and I would still like to do that.
Yeah, okay, nice. And in what level do you consider yourself? Beginner, intermediate, or RX?
By RX standard. I don't know what the criteria you're using. What criteria you would use, but I can do every movement in CrossFit. I can do ring muscle ups. I can handstand, walk over obstacles. I pirouette everything. I can clean and jerk. I've done just over 130 kilograms. So not crazy standards by the games and the semi-final guys, but it's heavy compared to your average guy at your average affiliate. So I would say RX.
Yeah, wow. And do you consider more important technique or intensity?
Technique first, and then intensity. Even in training, you want to drill in technique. That's the only way you're going to that's the only way you're going to hold back injuries, right? And you can still get injured even if you're moving with good technique. But obviously you lower the risk significantly if you're going to train with good technique and move well. But when you're competing, obviously it's about maximizing it. So whether you're doing the open or out in a real outdoor competition, whilst technique is still important, you wanna move with intensity and actually test yourself.
Okay, so first technique. First technique. And if you could go back in time, is there anything you would like to change as a coach or not?
Well, I haven't been are you saying as a coach in general?
As a coach.
In general, I think what I would have done is I would have left the bodybuilding phase out of my life, and I would have wanted to stay a bit more sports specific and been able to implement that into my clients as well. So it was just a phase I went through in my early 20s where you just wanted to be as big as possible, and that became the focus. And I think that I should have left that and stayed on the sports specific route, helping sprinters, helping hockey players, soccer players, all that kind of thing.
Wow. And what about movement? Is there any movement that you love to do? One?
And CrossFit probably handstand walking because I'm usually the best at it with everyone around me. I haven't competed against someone that's better than me on my hands yet.
Yeah. And what about weightlifting? Do you like power clean, snatch, clean,
Uh,
hand clean?
a,
With,
a good squat clean. A good squat clean is my favorite.
Squat clean.
Yeah.
Wow. And how much do you weigh? Your PR?
140 kilos.
Wow, 140 kilos. Wow, that's heavy. That's too heavy
Yeah,
for me.
but the competitive semi-finals guys, they're all
Yeah.
doing 150, 160 minimum now.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And how do you think your life has changed since you discovered CrossFit?
I think, and obviously there's no evidence. Well, there is actually evidence to back up a lot of this, but
Yeah.
I think that CrossFit, or the mixture of the strength training and the VO2 max training that you do, obviously that's going to increase when you're doing high intensity workouts, and mobility training. I think you age a lot better as long as you're not overdoing it and moving with bad form and training to failure all the time, and you're giving your body sufficient rest. I think based on how I feel at this age and how the people I see around me that are even older, I think you age gracefully when you do CrossFit. I think you age better than the average population. I know guys, women and men in their 40s, well into their 40s, mid 40s, that look better and move better and have more energy and everything than people that are my age, that they're 10 years older than. And I think that CrossFit has a big role to play in that job. And I think it's the mixture of strength, cardio, and mobility that comes together.
Yeah, well, nice. And with all that you have told us in this interview, your experience has been great in everything, right? Great. Your experience.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's too many negatives to dwell on. If there's been nothing so traumatic that I'm holding on to anything. So yes, everything's been mostly great. Yeah. Otherwise, if it wasn't, I would have probably left.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. And what is the most important thing for you as a coach to see in an athlete?
Effort. And that's not just an athlete, it's a member. It's effort. So remember, I don't care how skilled you are. That doesn't matter. If you have person 1 and person 2, and person 1 is more skilled and person 2 has less skill, less experience, but person 2 is putting in more effort than person 1, that's where my focus is going to go, because I see that they're trying. Do you know what I mean? They have a positive attitude, they want to improve themselves, whereas you can see when someone just isn't interested, isn't trying, finding every excuse under the book as to why they don't want to try harder. That kind of person, although you want to motivate them, and it is your job as a coach in some way to motivate them, if someone like that comes in every day with a bad attitude and just messes around and sucks the fun out of everyone around them, then just human nature is like you just kind of want to keep your distance from them. It's just human nature. It's that attitude every day. Like, of course, everyone has a bad day. So you give someone a bad day at work, you don't know what's happening at home, but if it's every day, whether they're high level or low level, if they've just got a bad attitude and not putting in the effort, that your focus is going to shift to the people that are. It's just human nature.
Yeah, wow. Okay. And what about diets and supplements? What do you think about that?
I think they're important.
Yeah.
I think a lot of effort gets put into supplements when people don't want to watch their diet first. So as long as you've got your nutrition dialed in, you're hitting your protein goals, you're doing the 80-20 rule at least, so you're eating at least 80% whole foods, then you should look at supplementation, especially if you're trying to if you really are going for performance. So creatine, we all know the studies of creatine. It's the most studied supplement in the world. It has benefits, and so it's not just a male supplement. I'm sure you had to tell women too that it's not just for boys. It has cognitive benefits for the brain, for the skin, for your muscles. It's good for everybody to take.
Yeah.
Collagen is also another one. It's a good, it's been shown to, when I used collagen, it helped a lot with my knees. My knees get a little bit tender, especially when I run a lot. It's probably the only reoccurring sort of, not injury, just a sort of niggle, we'd call it, like a little bit of a discomfort.
Yeah.
And when I'm taking collagen, it mostly goes away. So it works, at least for me. So those are the supplements I probably believe the most in, is creatine and collagen. I don't personally take anything else other than those.
Yeah, wow. And about the diets, are like the keto, paleo diets, no? What do you think about? Are you agree with them?
Yeah, so I don't follow any of those. Like I said, I just do the 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
I used to eat a lot of red meat, and I don't anymore, and I don't know why. I think it's because maybe I run a lot now, so my body likes to. I like carbohydrates now. Like, I just switched to carbs, and I don't eat as much red meat as I used to. I find myself craving more chicken and eggs and stuff for a protein source. Whereas when I was a little younger, I used to love eating a lot of mince, a lot of steak, etc. And I do eat it sometimes, but it's not my go-to anymore. I've tried keto dieting and all that kind of stuff. I wasn't really able to stick to it, I guess, because I drink too much most weekends. So as soon as you have a beer's gonna knock you straight out of ketosis in any case. So I found it pointless for me. But if you don't drink, I think it's a good diet. Then of course we all know the online battle between vegans and carnivores and stuff like that. So I don't like to get into stuff or arguments or anything like that with clients and get a weird tension at the gym. So that's why I just push the 80-20 rule. One thing that people that like to be plant-based, or one thing that people that like to be animal-based agree on, is whole foods. There's a part that they agree on, right? Whether you're plant-based or animal-based, you want to eat whole foods. And I think if you do that on either side, you'll be quite healthy.
Okay. And what advice would you give to new people who wants to start doing CrossFit?
Find an affiliate where people are friendly. It will depend on your goals. If your goals are to be competitive, then you need to find a competitive CrossFit affiliate as well. So if you're affiliate, and there's nothing wrong with being not competitive. There's nothing wrong with that. But if the box doesn't really showing up once a day or every third day or something like that, and community, then as a competitive athlete, you're gonna struggle, because most competitions, local competitions, are team competitions, and then you're gonna struggle to find teammates because no one wants to go compete. So if you're competitive, find a competitive box, and if you're not, and if you're just wanting to be healthy, find a box where the owner is more like that. I think every box gets the personality of the owner. Of the box owner. The owner's personality will trickle down to some degree. So by meeting the owner, you will quickly find out what kind of box that's going to be. If the owner is a competitive person, male or female, the box will be competitive. And if the owner doesn't really drive competition and is more just about health and wellness, then that's going to be the personality of the box.
Wow, that's a good point.
Find what works.
Yes, wow, nice. And the last questions, or what advice could you give us as a coaches with your whole experience?
What advice coaches?
Yes.
Sure, that is a hard one. Advice to give coaches: obviously treat everyone as an individual. I think, if I may ask a question, do you coach yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you coach a lot, there's a I think there's a mental drain on us that a lot of people don't understand because they're just like, oh, you're not sitting behind a laptop. Why are you so tired? And I think the mental fatigue from our job comes from having to treat everyone differently and be a different person for everybody. Because you're in a class and you could have 12 people in that class, but every single person in that class requires a different approach, right? It's person A, you need to be like, come on, let's hit those burpees, stop resting so long, take 5 seconds and back into it. But person B, you can't talk to like that because they'll be like, stuff you and walk out the class. You know what I mean? You know? And I think that having to switch almost personalities and treat everybody differently, which they're paying members, so they deserve that individual attention. But that trying to meet that for every single person through every single class throughout the day, I think can cause a lot of mental fatigue on us that I think a lot of people don't see. Some people like you to be joking and sarcastic, and some people want you to be serious to the point. Having to switch between all that is like, remember, some people, you ask them to do something and they do it first time. Some people, they've been there a year and you're telling them to do the same thing every single day. They still don't know what an air squat is when they see it in the warm-up. A year later, you're still telling them what an air squat is. So whereas some people can walk in and they don't even need you. They can look on the board and be like, oh, that's the warm-up, cool, I'm good. You know what I mean? And trying to be a different person for every single member causes mental fatigue on us. And I think that it's good. I think that as a new coach, you need to be told that. That everyone is different and you can't, there's not just one key that fits all locks. You're there with a lot of keys and you're trying to unlock all these different locks in a class at the same time.
Wow, that's a nice advice. Thank you. Yes, Kevin. Well, I really want to thank you for being here in this interview. It has been really nice to know more about you. I remember when I was 13, 13, I wanted to go to Cape Town for a student exchange, but I didn't and I stayed here. So maybe in the future I can go visit your box and meet you in person.
So if you're wanting to travel, I would suggest going to Cape Town. But remember, I don't live in Cape Town anymore. I live in Joburg. So you just need to give me some notice and then we can meet up in Cape Town because Cape Town is the better city to travel to by far. That's the well-known city. That's the city where all the foreigners come to. But I mean, I have you on Instagram anyway, so we'll stay in contact. If you're coming to Cape Town, we can make a plan to go. It's a 2-hour flight.
Yes, Kevin. So that's it, and thank you again. And if there is anything I can help, you can contact me too. Okay?
My pleasure. I look forward to the video and hearing myself talk.
Yes. Thank you, and take care. Take care. Okay?
My pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. Hugs, no? Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.